Alright, what's up everybody? This is Rob Shack. So today we are going to be doing the next video in my Need for Speed Underground 2 series. I hope y'all been enjoying this. I sure have. Today we're going to be going back to the main island and doing a Underground Racing League, or U.R.L. They're pretty good. Eventually they get really long and they're like tournaments and stuff like that. But for now they're, I think, just one make races essentially. So it's pretty cool. This game is great. Very much enjoying this game. It's very, very fun. Very not easy, honestly. Like at first I was thinking, oh, this game's so easy, but I'm like, it's really not. The rubber banding in this game is really, really bad. I'd kind of forgotten how rough it is. Like you basically can't really make mistakes until near the end of. If you make a mistake near the end of a race, you're gonna lose your reputation points. Fortunately, like the reputation points don't really seem to matter. Like I don't get the point of them. I probably should know, but I don't care. I really don't. I get 300s on the drifting. Drifting is pretty easy to get the 300 reputation points, but everything else is pretty challenging, so I don't really care. But yeah, rubber banding is pretty rough in this game, but it's a great game. It's aged well to me. Gameplay is very, very solid, very, very fun. Graphics are very like almost like Japanese anime style, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of like blur and stuff like that. It's probably to hide the like lower tier graphics. I mean, this game is old. This is an old game. This is a very old game, but it's a fun game and I like it a lot. So I have 3,200 bank, which is pretty good. I'm saving up because eventually we get unlock level 3 stuff for like everything. So I might as well just kind of take my time, save up some credits because we're going to need them later. Earlier in the game, I was very, very short on cash, and so I know that everything only gets more expensive, so you want to save your money. They try to bribe you with getting new cars, and I am not going to get an SUV at the beginning of this game. The SUVs are pretty slow, and there are SUV races that are unique, but it doesn't really, they're just not as flushed out. But I think it's because they knew that only a dedicated few are going to do the, get the, get the, SUV cars all max tuned and stuff like that. I mean, they picked the perfect cars. Honestly, they really, really did. The Cadillac Escalade, Lincoln Navigator, like those were like iconic mid 2000s like luxury cars, and so I'm just loving that they were in this game in the first place. So it's pretty fantastic. Yeah, we are racing in this big group of people here, all very aggressive in this game. There's no real like damage in this game, but it does, you know, you can get kind of clobbered by the AI in this game. They will just knock you out of the way. They do not care even a little bit. They will just destroy you. They all start really fast because they usually burn all their NOS. It's like an AI thing. I think it's like a way to kind of make the player kind of have a little bit of a sweat at the beginning of the race. A lot of the times when you start races, they will just like floor it right at the beginning, and they will all burn all their NOS. And then you get more NOS if you're in the lead, and if you do clean laps, you get like pretty sizable chunks of NOS. That's probably one of the underrated early upgrades that are really important in this game. Is you gotta get that NOS because it warrants getting, like, if you drive like clean and slide and stuff like that, they give you you get a lot of NOS, like a lot. And if you drive like avoid accidents, stuff like that, all the burnout stuff, Need for Speed kind of took all of them and put them into the NOS gauge. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. So we've pulled out pretty far in front. This is actually a long race, and see, this is what I was kind of talking about. I know I've been like doing pretty short videos recently, but this is kind of why I know that eventually races get really, really long in this game, because they give you like the entire circuit and the entire open world map eventually. And so I was just kind of like starting it out slow, because obviously, yeah, you get to a point in this game where you're doing Grand Prix, you're doing long circuits that encompass laps and laps all around everything. So, you know, you might as well. I just wanted to get the habit going at the beginning, where I was going to be actually trying to like, you know, uphold my like the way I make my videos in this game, which is I make them and then it's based on whatever race I'm doing, and it's, you know, it's just easier that way in my opinion. So hopefully you'll understand that. I know that, yeah. So thank you all again and again for watching these. They're fun. I'm using the Corolla, obviously. Slow car. I picked the slowest one on purpose just to make my life a little bit more difficult. But again, it doesn't really make much of a difference at the beginning of the game. Every car at the beginning of the game is really, really bad. That's kind of the whole point. I mean, and there's pretty much no like more perfect car to like be in the tuner scene than something like an AE86 Corolla, where it's just like so bad and old, and like it's just the perfect car for something like this. I think. I mean, again, I was way too young to start, and I'm not just not gonna do it either. But like, I was way too young to have ever been in like a tuning car culture, and like if I was like 30 in the 90s, I would have totally probably had like something like an AE86 Corolla. Cause I'm like, yeah, this thing is like perfect for that, where it's just so out of control and you can really mess with it a lot. That or like an is it EK Civic? The 90s Civic. That one's also great, which is also in this game in one of the starting cars. Then they'd throw things in here like a Peugeot. Like, ain't nobody gonna drive a Peugeot 206 in America. I don't think that was ever for sale here. So like, some questionable choices there from whoever made this game. It's like nobody's gonna drive a Peugeot. Like, yeah, 140SX, perfect choice. You know, Mazda Miata, perfect. But Peugeot was an interesting one. I'm sure that appeals to some people. Some people are gonna want that. But wow, we got a 1100 bank for that. Again, I don't care about reputation. It really just doesn't matter to me because rubber banding is bad anyway. So it's like, what's the point? I'm not gonna care. I don't even know why they put that in the game. I think it matters for something, but I don't know. I don't really care. So we're moving through stage 2 slowly because we've been doing all the other stuff up until this point. So we'll kind of see. Stuff's going to unlock soon. We were kind of in a slow point for a few weeks there, just kind of getting one race done, and that was it for a while. Just kind of testing the max speed of the car and stuff like that. But yeah, we're here. We're getting there. We'll be almost done with this stuff. It's getting done. So thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoy. Peace.
Welcome to the delivery room. Aluminum and steel isn't crafted any better than this. Select a sweet set of wheels right here.